I want to show you one more thing that you could do with your photo, particularly if you have a really great photo of yourself, but the background is not so great. Like the background is like the clutter in your bedroom or something like that. Or you want to change the background just to tell your story a little bit differently. So we actually know how to do this because we did this before with street art. So let me just go over a few things just to make sure. So I'm going to start off with trying to find a background image. Now, it's really important. You want to make sure that your background image goes with your picture. So say I was working on, you want to make sure that it doesn't look like, that you actually copied and cropped something. So I want to pick something that would go with this photo, for example. So obviously I want to stay with the same colors. I want to make it look like I actually took the photo with that in the background. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to find a picture that we're going to put in the background. I'm going to go with something like clouds because I think that'd be kind of cool. And of course we're going to do image search. And again, if you remember, the key to have something really high quality is to make sure that we hit tools, size, large. We want to make sure that we have a really large, high quality image that's going to work, right? Because we want to make sure that it's not pixelated. We want to make sure that the background it's convincible that the background is works with the actual image. Now, again, so if I'm looking at my image here and I'm trying to think of the colors, I'm thinking that actually this might go pretty well. Again, you can always adjust the colors and everything, but I'm going to try. Actually, this is kind of cool. I like this one. I like the idea of like the light and stuff like that in it. Okay, so I'm going to save my image. For you, it's 2-finger tap, right? Okay, let me save it to my download so I know where everything is. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to go into Kleki. I'm going to open up my background image. Okay, awesome. So I have my background image. And remember, we always are going to work in layers. So let's have a look. I'm going to have as a layer. Perfect. Okay, nice and big. That looks great. Okay, next is I'm going to open up a second layer. I'm going to open up that photo that I'm going to work from. Perfect. Okay, so again, the thing that's a bit of a pain, which isn't ideal necessarily on this program, we're going to have as a layer as other ones, is this here. What we need to do is we need to actually erase the white area. So this is, I can adjust it later. I'm just going to put okay. So layers, I'm going to make sure that I'm working on the layer of the photo. I'm going to make sure I'm on the eraser tool. And as you see, when I start to erase the white parts, the background will show through. Now, of course, there are better programs that do stuff like this. There's even like on if we had real Photoshop, you just click on like the single color and it'll get rid of the whole color, right? Anyway, you're going to take your time and you're going to do a good job with this. Now, of course, that's a little awkward about where she is. So I would take my time and kind of go in there a little bit more. We can adjust the background and fix some stuff so it's not a harsh edge, and I'll show you that in a second. But for sure, I need to move that. So we're definitely on layers. We want to go to edit. So remember, we can, if I hit transform, if you remember that, I want to move her right over. Okay. Put okay. Now, there's a few things that we want to do. Maybe we want to make her a little bit, transparent. That's kind of cool because then the clouds kind of go through her, which is kind of neat. That's really cool. So you can play with that. I want to get rid of that harsh edge. Maybe I can do something like where I'm taking white and maybe the opacity is going to be kind of see-through. And maybe I can try like, I'm still on eraser tool actually, but that worked out okay. Oh, that looks neat, right? So you're gonna have to fiddle around with it a little bit more. Actually, that looks really cool. I like how she's kind of fading out into it. I could actually have the painting tool and I could take white and play with the opacity. So with the eraser tool, if you don't like that harsh edge, I just played with the opacity. I could come in here and I could actually, if I want to know what color that cloud is, I have the eyedropper tool and I select that. Now it selects it for me, and I could kind of like, I'm going to make that a nice big size, right? It's a little bit of opacity. I'm going to, oh, that's too much. Unless I just have it like slightly just, that's kind of cool. That kind of blends in a little bit more. Okay, there you go. So again, that takes it to a whole nother level. Okay, that's pretty darn cool. And again, if you like it, then you can download it. Now, if you needed to, you could always go back and re-edit this in PicMonkey if you wanted. But again, there's a lot of neat things that you can do with this. Remember, you can paint over top of the person if you like. Just use the opacity tool and just make sure that you're on the right layers. Okay, I really like this. I'm quite happy.